All right. How is everybody doing this fine December 16th evening? It is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hey, look who's first in the room. Pops, how you doing, dude? Hey, yo. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you popped in. Gonna be a nice chill evening of drawing some couple of things. So let me without so much further ado, let me set this little thingy up here. Yeah, there we go. All right, let me put on the thing here. Yeah, Pops. Good to see you. Good to say hello to you. Mighty Geek. I'm going to call you Mighty Geek no matter what, because that's the way your name comes up. Bill, you're running a little late. A little late? It's 10:02. What are you talking about, my friend? Well, we only got a couple of little things going on tonight. So we're going to be inking a little bit of Thalia the Cyberdemon, which was a piece that's a piece that we're going to be using because we're conceptualizing a standalone thing for them. Hey, you know what? I have, go figure, an emergency phone call. If you guys can hold up for just a couple minutes, I'm going to check this phone call, make sure it's not an emergency, and I'm going to be right back because we're going to ink this. It's going to take less than 2 minutes. We're going to ink this and we're going to draw a new piece because we're working on the Nira-30 Special. So we're working on the next page of that. So I'm going to throw up some little stuff, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I found out whether or not that was going to be an emergency phone call, and it was not. So we're totally cool. When I get a random phone call from my dad, he's kind of on a road trip right now, and he's like 4 hours away from our city, up in the woods up there. There's a little mountain house. Our family has a little house out there. Not our family, our extended family, like our aunts and uncles. He goes up and visits. So when I get a random phone call from him out of the blue, it's like, is he stuck on the side of the road? Do I have to go rescue him? Do I have to get a chopper? But no, everything's fine. He's just let me know everything was cool. So all is well. I will breathe a sigh of relief that I don't have to run to an emergency room or do anything crazy. Oh man. Let's see. Let's get back to what we were doing tonight. Let's see. Mighty Geek says, does Nira X have a new villain? Well, you know what? I would count Thalia the Cyberdemon as being basically like the newest villain that she's encountered. And I'll switch the camera down real quick so that way you see what it is I'm talking about. This is the piece that was commissioned. Actually, it was auctioned, and Chet was the big winner of this piece. And this is actually a character that he created. This is his character. So this is Thalia the Cyberdemon. And when we started working on this piece, we already started conceptualizing, because she's already made appearances in the Nira-X series as a villain. So, man, I guess got it in my head that she's got to have like a standalone issue of her own, kind of like flesh out some of her lore. I just think that would be really fun. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So I'm going to be inking this for a little bit, and we'll do about, I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes of inking on this piece. And then we're going to start working on a new piece with Nira-X and one of her 90s, her early 90s rogues gallery foes, Millenia. And Millenia, she was a lot of fun, because with all the time travel and all the loopy science and stuff that I throw into my stories, very 90s trope kind of writing that I've got going on. So Millenia is a character from a distant future, and her powers are temporal based. But what happened with her is that her body, her soul got split into two different bodies. So one is like really like feral and kind of Wolverine-ish, kind of like just real violent. And the other one is very intellectual. So, but the two of them act as one being, even though they're two separate bodies. They're the same soul inhabits both of their bodies, so they see through each other's eyes. They act as one person, even though one is extremely violent and kind of like crazy, and one is very intellectual and more methodical and more tactical, that sort of thing. Chet, Nira always has new villains. That's right. Just as he's doing the hunting again. Let's see here. He says, "Remember, Bill, just faces looking through the glass." Yes, I'm not going to draw the bodies. It'll be like the faces just looking through the glass, like we were talking about. I think that would be super cool. So yeah, so that's what we're working on tonight. So let me throw on a little background noise, so that way while we're drawing, because sometimes I start drawing and I stop talking and it just becomes uber silent. So I'll keep on looking up at the chat, make sure we're still talking with each other. This is the whole reason that we're doing this, so that we can interact with each other and stuff, So, and plus, this is a great way to get me working on different things. I love being able to change gears right about now and start working on this stuff. The day takes me in all kinds of different directions, so it's nice to be able to look forward to this. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out. If you're scrolling through Facebook, I got like those two different Facebook accounts that this video is kind of streaming to. If for some reason you're not seeing the comments or something's not lining up right, I don't know that StreamYard is perfectly synced with Facebook. So if you want to make sure that you're synced up with what everybody's talking about in the chat, or if you don't see your own stuff popping up, or for some reason you notice that I'm not answering one of your, something that you typed up, you might want to head over to YouTube and make sure that you're, if you're chatting back and forth, that you get on YouTube, so that way we're on the same page. I was noticing that on one of our live streams last week, there was a couple of threads of thought that I was completely not even seeing. Scoot my chair up a little bit. the extra challenge of doing this on a show is that I'm drawing around cameras. The table is not really at the angle and everything that I'm used to working at. So sometimes it moves a little bit slower. But you got to get like you got to get, if the camera can't see what you're drawing, it's like, it's not even worth it. So I got to have the camera in my way. Which is one of the reasons I'm moving the paper around so much. Yeah, Chuck, how you doing, man? Says, hey, Bill, what brand of pen are you inking with tonight? Yeah, those are actually good questions. I actually ask those questions when I'm watching other artists work, too, because I'm always curious to know what everybody else is working with. I work with a couple of different kinds of pens, depending on what I'm doing in the moment. So right now, I like using. Here we go. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can. Yeah, you kind of see it there. There you go. Hold it up to the light. These Faber-Castell Pitt pens. They're just called Pitt Artist Pens. I don't know why P-I-T-T, Pitt Artist Pens. There's a couple different sizes that I like to use, like the smallest size, like this XS, extra small. I like to use it for just around the eyes, nose, nostril, lips, like those little fine details. And then I've got a couple different sizes depending on what part of the drawing I'm on. So I'll go to a small, like a slightly larger pen for like some of like around the jaw, things like that. And then I'll go to like a really large pen for like the holding lines that go around like the actual outside shapes. So a couple different sizes. But I also like using these brush pens. These are some Pentel brush pens, and I think this is like a medium size. And it's kind of like it says medium. I think they make different sizes, but medium is what I always find. But it's kind of a good little workhorse. Kind of like I don't know. I find lots of different reasons to use the brush pen. These little tiny details in and around the lips and the face. It's like I really got to use like the smallest pen I got. I was using the oh my gosh, what is the name of the other pens now? There was another pen that I was using before that a lot of different artists currently use, and now I forgot what they were. Pigma? I think they're called Pigmas. Yes, I think they're called Pigmas. And I was using those for a while, but I noticed that when I erase the pencil out, I've got everything all penciled out. I'm inking on top, and of course, you're going to erase all of that messy pencil out from underneath your inks. And I was noticing that as I was erasing the pencils out, a lot of the time, it was actually erasing off some of the ink too. And sometimes I would have to go back in and re-ink some parts because some of the ink had actually lifted up, which that's not good. You went through a lot of work. So I'm noticing with these Pitt pens that when I erase out the pencil, it does not lift up the ink. And the ink tends to be a little bit more safe if I happen to do like Copic markers and things like that on top of it. I think most of these pens will bleed if I give it enough Copic color on top. If this is going to be digitally colored, but if this happened to be something that I was throwing some Copic colors on top of it, like if you saturate it enough, it's still going to lift up and bleed that black ink. So you have to be kind of careful. But the Pitt pens have been the safer ones of the bunch. And let me see here. And as far as erasing, I can't recommend these high enough. Vanish erasers. They're I was using plastic erasers for the longest time because those are pretty good. But these Vanish ones, you can't beat them. They're just the right amount of get the pencil the heck off my paper, but also delicate enough, that it's not damaging things. So I now swear by the power of Vanish. Now I'm going into some thicker lines, so I ratcheted it up to like an F, which is like it goes extra small. I think there's like a medium in between, and then there's like this F, which is like it says fine, that's exactly what it is. It's just fine. Mighty geek. Let's see. I'm making with the Le Pen technical drawing pen size. Oh yeah, 0.05 and the micro brush pen. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Sometimes my hand with the micro brush pen, my hand shakes just a little bit. I don't know if it's, I don't know if I'm just getting older, or maybe I don't have a good diet, and I'm probably not eating before I'm working a lot of the times. So there are a lot of different reasons my hands could be a little shaky. Of course, all the scary reasons that you don't want to think about. But I'm in my twilight, as it were. So it could just be that I'm getting older. Chuck says, awesome, thanks for the info. Do you use the same tools for inking your comic pages? Yes, I actually do. I started only using pens because I was my convention circuit was actually pretty busy. It's a lot busier than it's going to be this year. This year I'm kind of pulling back a bit because I need to catch up with a lot of deadlines. I really want to get ahead of schedule before I start planning too many shows again. But the real reason I was using pens all the time is because they're portable. I don't have to clean them like I would my brushes. Like dipping a real brush into a real ink that requires maintenance. That requires a little bit more work. And I never carry a sink with me to shows. So I was using markers, and I got so used to using the markers all the time for everything and became more proficient at them that I kind of ended up sticking with it for a lot of things. I still I don't break out quills hardly ever anymore, but I still do break out like real brushes and stuff every now and then because I really don't want to lose being able to use them. You know what I mean? So, but for the most part, yeah, it's like, and it helps with deadlines. It helps to be efficient. Like I just want to spend my time creating and not spend too much time, with all the maintenance of taking care of my brushes all the time and stuff. So a lot of times I will be using these same exact tools for my comic book pages. And now that these are actually light fast, the way that you would expect them to be, and not have them fade on you, I feel a lot more comfortable using them. Back in the 90s, it was scary, dude. It was, I did a few pieces for people and they came back, like 5 years, 10 years later, and they're like, oh, my artwork faded. And I was just like, wow. It's like, I remember what markers and what pens and stuff I was using for those particular ones. I was glad that I changed over to these. I didn't realize how bad some of those other brands actually were as far as fading and as far as being light fast and UV protected and all that stuff. So that's something huge to consider too. Everything that you pick has got to say something about it. You read the reviews or check out the company info about it or whatever. Just make sure that they're light fast or archival or something, you know. Let's see. Use a light pad so you can have the pencils and ink separate. You know, that's true. That's true. I was thinking about doing that. That's something that we were actually doing for a couple of the Nira series that we were working on. I had my friend Mikey Babinski. I don't know if anybody here knows Mikey. He's inked tons of stuff. He's been on all kinds of stuff. He's been on Marvel stuff. He's been on DC stuff. Because he doesn't live 5 minutes from my house, and I wasn't mailing him the pencils, it was more efficient for me to just send him digital files. He would print out his own blue line from his printer. So he would take the blue line file that I would send him, and then he would print out his own blue line. So we actually did have we preserved the original pencils, and then we had original inks that we could also sell, you know. Part of the problem for me doing that for myself, like when I'm penciling for somebody else to ink, I'll pencil tight enough that, you know, they see what they're doing. When I pencil for myself, I pencil really loose. Like it's almost like I'm giving myself notes. I'm not really giving myself a finished piece of work, you know. So I never took it upon myself to really preserve the pencils. My pencil, when I'm doing it for myself, it's really just production art. It's like I'm giving myself notes of what to do. But if I'm doing actual finished pencils, yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Like with a lot of artists, sometimes I like looking at the pencils. You know, if they're really tight pencils, sometimes I like looking at the pencils more than the inks sometimes. And sometimes I like looking at the artwork without color, you know, just to look at all the lines, all the line work. Let's see, AD&D design markers are better for illustrations that you're going to keep. I have to look them up. I have to look up that brand. I appreciate you letting me know about that. This is why we all got to hang out, man. There's too much information in the world, and everybody misses some of it. So I keep on switching to a larger marker, larger marker, larger marker. I'm almost to the point now where I always do the little details in the face first. I mean, because if I don't nail the face, I almost feel like I shouldn't even finish the rest of the drawing, you know, until the face is what I would like it to be. Oh, the brand is Chart Pack. I remember using Chart Pack markers. Yeah. I was using those back in college. But I remember, I mean, they're probably different back then. I don't know if maybe they're archival now. Are they, you say they're, you know, if you're going to do stuff that you're going to keep. because I remember my design classes and stuff like that. I was using chart pack markers for all of that stuff. I remember them smelling very strong. You can get high on some chart pack markers. And now I'm changing the size again. I'm using this S marker. It's just for small. Kind of weird. Like S is for small. F, I'm assuming, is for fine. But the F is bigger than the small. We won't make sense of that here tonight. The size is what it is. I have to give her the haunted, creepy cyber angel mark on her face. as part of how she got her powers kind of boosted up. She had an encounter with some of the cyber angel tech. She was actually trying to bond with it, and it didn't quite take. But it still changed her in some cool and weird ways. So she's kind of a supernatural type monster character, but now she's got like this technological edge to her. And now she's kind of pumping with some of the technology that gives Nira all of her powers. All right, we're about 30 minutes in, something like that. So I think I'm just going to do just a little bit more on this one, and then we'll start working on that other new piece. We'll see how far we get in that one. I don't know if we'll be able to actually auction that one off at the end of the show or not. We'll see how far we get with the piece and see what you guys would like to do. Shadowhawk. Hail all, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, however you celebrate. Very cool, dude. Very cool, man. Merry Christmas. I'm glad you're here, man. Oh, there we go. Now I know how to click buttons. Twice the art to sell later. Great idea. So surprise to me, more people don't do it. Yeah, it actually is. It's such a. I mean, how easy would that idea be for everyone to capitalize on, right? I mean, you're doing both pieces anyways. It's like it's going to happen regardless. Or pencils on the front, inks on the back. Either way is fine. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, there's a comic shop in Iowa called Limited Edition. They're super, super awesome. We went out there. Mikey and I went out there for a couple different signings, and some of the commissions that we worked on, we ended up kind of like utilizing that same technique, of preserving the pencils, and then he would do original inks on his own blue lines, and then he would print out his inks and then do original colors on top of those inks. So it was like we were giving people these triptychs it was just really cool to see, and it was it was the one piece of art, but there's 3 different versions of it, so it looks so much more impressive for what you're getting. I thought that was like really cool. That was really a lot of fun. Yeah, I rub my hand here. Make sure I don't have any wet ink on my hands. Yeah, I love these pens. When the bristles are working just right, I mean, you can't beat them. Good workhorse. And if get a little practice with them. At first, I thought they would be horrible. I really wasn't sold on these brush pens. But once I got a little bit more patient and got a little bit more pilot hours under my belt using them, figured out how to get thinner lines when I want to get thinner lines. Because that's the one thing with these pens. It's like I thought the lines were always going to be like super chunky, even when I didn't want them to be. And of course, that's not going to work for everything. So it turns out very, very good middle of the road brush. And then you can fine tune everything with the smaller pens, go back around. Making sure it's dry enough for me to rub my hand across it. It dries really fast. You get these really cool lines. Hey, Mike, how you doing, dude? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad we could run into each other. At least we could hang out like for a couple of minutes digitally. Everybody lives so far away. When these markers are loaded up and they're wet, it's one of my favorite markers. You can still see the strokes in the black, but it gets it about as even as you can expect it to be, It's a lot more even than a lot of other markers that I've used before. Plus, I use a lot of Copics for adding color to like other kinds of commissions and stuff. So I like making sure my brands all play well together, Let's see, I got this. Yeah, I think we might end up leaving this one here. I'm not really sure. I think we'll leave this one here. Shadowhawk says, I'm addicted to black and white or OG art. Yeah. It's hard to control at times. I know the feeling, dude. I know the feeling. Kevin, sorry I'm late. What have I missed? We're inking Thalia the Cyberdemon, but we're about this close to starting a brand new piece. We're going to be drawing Millenia tonight. We got to keep on working on the Nira-30 Special, and that's commemorating her 30th anniversary, which was actually in July. Okay, so it's like it's already come and gone. It's already happened, but deadlines. I'm only one person, and thank God I'm surrounded by patient, cool people. So it's like If you judge me by the people I'm surrounded by, then I'm extremely cool because you guys keep me straight, man. So yeah, next year the Nira-30 Special will come out, and it's a book that's all Nira X's rogue galleries, basically wishing her a happy birthday. Of course, while trying to kill her. They are the Rogues Gallery, after all. Yes, Kev. Sold! Chuck says, I really enjoyed seeing one of your latest Instagram posts that featured a bit of your rough pencil page layouts. Cool. Will any of your page layouts ever be published in the future? That's a possibility. I really would like to do an art book that's a lot of like the more sketchy stuff, more like sketchbook material, more like, the kind of things that you don't really see. So if I can pull that off, if I could put that together, that'd be something that I would really enjoy to share. So yeah, is the answer your question? Yes, but I don't know when. It's one of those things. When I can, yeah, definitely. Kevin says no. That should be yes, like that. But what have I missed? Anything silly? No, we've just been inking here, man. Just been inking. Whoop, here we go. You mean Nira and her naughty 9 ne'er-do-wells? Shadowhawk says the silliness has been wanting for you, Kevin Green. Effing spelling correct. I like when naughtiness is wanting me. This is true, my friend. This is true. Kevin is in the house, y'all. All right, well, we gotta come back over this brand new sheet of paper now. All right, so chat, we're gonna give this a little bit of a rest tonight. I got a lot of detail, a lot of things to put in here. This is gonna be really, really, really fun to finish up. And I think that's really gonna be for her own. That might be a cover or a variant cover for her own story. I think I want to see her do her own thing. Let's see. Let me make sure I put this in a safe spot. All right. Let me grab my pencil. There you go. I found my pencil. Had all my pens out. Hiding my pencil from myself. Hey, thanks so much, Shadowhawk. I appreciate that. Kevin says Thalia needs a lot of rest. Being bad is tiring. Just do the usual and Chet Straw thing. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Awesome. Yeah, she's gonna be safe in the drawer. And I'll pull. She'll come back out probably in a couple of days. She'll come out. I don't know that I think she's kind of a day walker. I never really established that she's not liking the sunlight. So let me start roughing up what's going on here. We're definitely going to have Nira, and we're definitely going to have Millenia, which is actually 2 people. So we'll start with Nira first, and she's the one in distress here. And we'll see where the paper gods guide us. Like I have a vague idea of where it's going, but it's really the paper that kind of tells me where to go, And then I can fine tune things later. I definitely want to have a surprised look on Nira's face. Or I got her eyes nice and big. She's like, holy crap, what's going on? I hate my birthday. Why does everybody try to kill me on my birthday? Get a raised eyebrow over here. I always draw the initial shape of the head, and then that ends up always getting trashed because the cheekbone, and the lips and the jaw always end up going somewhere else. What's up with that? Never sticking with my plan. Let's see here. Kevin says, so she's only in the drawer. Better than being in the closet. Chet says, never really discussed that level of her at the time, but you did change her to Cyberdemon. So yeah, she did. She gathered some attributes from the Cyber Angels for sure. It could be a pit in the basement. Yes. And get my brain going. This is good. Bad girls, what you gonna do? Hey, Luke, how you doing, man? Glad you're hanging out with us, dude. Kevin says, Nira, what big eyes you have. Let's see. Shadowhawk says, excuse me while I whip this out. It's like, oh no, now we don't know what's happening. I present you with Laurel and Hardy. Hello. Like even like the whatever facial expression she ends up having, it has a huge effect on the way everything else is going to go, you know. Hello, eraser. There we go. And now I gotta readjust her jaw. Gotta adjust her jaw again because she likes to have lips and a mouth. She's so picky. There we go. Like, I've been in your comic book for 30 years. The least you could do is draw me the way I say. All right. Basic facial features. I hope you're happy. Yeah, you know what? I haven't drawn this hair whip style on Nira's hair in a little bit. A nice little flashback. I've been drawing her with bangs for a little while, so. All right, got the general gist of what her hair is doing and what the top of her head's doing. All right, now we can make some progress on what everybody else is going to be up to. Shadowhawk says, "Hail, Kevin." Indeed. Kevin says, "We like Nira with lips and a mouth too, even if sometimes they need to be adorned with duct tape." You're giving the Rogues Gallery some ideas. Well, what about my makeup bill? On the sidelines, Laura and Mercy are shaking their heads and making sure their makeup is perfect. I don't know, man. It sounds like a one-sided affair here. Now I'm thinking of multiple different things, and it's not what you're thinking, Kev. I'm thinking, all right, the angle of her torso, and then at what angle are the other two girls coming in at that they've got poor Nira trapped? All right, let's see where we're at here. I want her to be in a dynamic pose, but also don't want to break her back. So let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna have to bring this up a bit. See what I mean about those Vanish erasers? I wish Vanish would give me a sponsorship or something. I'm over here, like, basically selling their erasers for them. Okay. Now I didn't cut her leg off. Okay, we're good now. We're on the right track. Hey, it's not the 80s anymore. That powder is a no-no. Indeed. Yeah, it's not that kind of club, man. Now, what do you think I'm thinking? I think they're pulling Nira's arms behind her. Definitely. Yeah. I think one of them is definitely behind her, and one of them is definitely like yanking her arms behind her. That's what's got to happen. You don't want to know, Kevin. Her team scored a touchdown. She's extremely happy about that touchdown. Break her back, so you don't want to be Rob Liefeld. Oh man, no. We don't want to pump up her chest that much big rib cage and does the victory dance. Luke, Nira looks so fine. That's right. That comment was Nira approved. You know what's going on. All right, I gotta keep on working this one muscle up until it's where it's supposed to be. All right, get her foot in the general direction it's supposed to be at. You know, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of fine tuning later on. Got to get the general gist of it up here. How far up this is hiked up. This is definitely some 90s vibe going on here. I ought to give her some light warmers. Okay, not really, but I'm just saying. All right, I'm starting to think of what we're going to be doing here. Definitely looking like a wrestling move. There you go. Thin out her arm a little bit here. Millenia is not she's not a bulky wrestler. All right, so now I've got her arm like this. I've got her arm like that. So I'm thinking this is like the feral Millenia that's behind her. That'll give me a chance to like do some cool lighting on her eyes and stuff. I think most of her face is going to be hidden by her hair. What was this? She is two-dimensional being. She is a two-dimensional being, Luke. We don't care about her organs or where they may or may not be. This is true. She eats no real food. Kevin says, pump up her chest. Oh, battle of the busty bad girls. I think we need to see her going up against Lady Death in all the ways that implies. I know, Shadowhawk. I know. leave it out of this, Shadowhawk dogs. I'm gonna have to hang in this chat more often. Got a lot of funny going on. Yeah, man. You guys are awesome. We have a lot of fun here, man. Kevin brings the fun. Let's see, they aren't trying to capture her and hurt Nira. They're trying to show her a new stretching exercise. a woman Nira's age needs to keep flexible. A very awkward New Year toast. All right, let's see where this girl's at. Let's see what's happening. I always like to twist the waist just a little too much. We'll see. We'll see if I can pull it off. She's got no head, Lieutenant Dan. This will be the thing that people complain about the most with this picture. Millenia has no head. Like, give me a minute. I'm getting there. All right, let's see. Let's see how we did. All right, we know we're gonna put that there. Kind of imply where all the black shading goes on her costume. But she's still got no head. Heads are overrated, man. All right, let's see. I have to think hard now. Where's her head going? I wanted to give her that shiny spawn eyeball. Since her hair is like making a shadow, it's covering her whole face. So she's being like yeah, yo. I got to scroll up a little bit. I missed a couple. Kevin says, "Are you sure those girls don't model with what up to no good? It seems like one of them knows that if it doesn't hurt a little, it doesn't look good." Luke says, Nira brought the T and Millenia brings the A. They got to take turns, man. Got to take turns. Kevin, hey Bill, we need to talk about women giving. Yeah, she was headless for about a minute. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I meant. Yep. Shadowhawk, that champagne is going to spill over the two. That's actually not a bad idea. Just saying. Bill just hasn't drawn the champagne yet. Patience, folks. So that's why they're sticky. Come morning. I'm gonna have it spilling off a table or dropping in from the ceiling. Here, I'll just tighten that up a little bit. The leg was bothering me. But where is other Millenia? Has Bill drawn himself into a corner? Yeah, I got all this hip to work on while I think about it. Yes. Why is Millenia always so mad? I have to lift this up a little bit. I'm just going to have to accept that Millenia is all about the back end and Nira is all about the front end. You can't have everybody doing everything, apparently. Kevin, have we hijacked the stream? Well, that's one of the reasons. Kevin says, I wasn't saying anything about party favors. No, anybody else can chime in whenever they want. You guys don't feel bad at all. You've been giving me ideas and entertaining me for the past hour, so this is good. This is good. And it bodes well for Nira. Let's see, Kevin. Find out if Bill can draw his way out of this corner. Next mouse day, same mouse channel. Angry always makes a girl more sexy. Is it just me? Nah, it's the truth. It's the truth. I don't know what it is about it. It's a chemical X. I think other Millenia is going to be right here. See what she's doing. I don't know if she's doing something or if she's supervising. Maybe she's taking some selfies. Hope you guys don't mind that we're going over by a couple of minutes tonight. Just want to go long enough so that we can actually get the gist of the drawing. Make sure we get enough of it here so we know what we're working with. There's going to be a lot of inking. It'll definitely be worth it, though. The old gang back together again. Yeah, it caught me concentrating. Hey Bill, go long. Yeah, I think we'll go a little long. I want to at least we'll go as far as finding out what other Millenia is up to over here. Figures her face is full of boob. You see what happens? You just never know what's going to happen in these fights. Bad girl, just don't follow the same rules. Look how they dress. What is she doing there? We're going to find out. We're going to find out what she's doing back there. Let's see. Does the wild one have a tail? If so, I'm sure you know what's going on. Yeah, it's funny. I never gave her like a tail or anything. I gave her claws. I never gave her a tail. So which way do I want to go with this? I'm a big fan of 90s shoulder pads for some reason. He's definitely back here doing something. Yeah, just kind of rough in where her hand's going to go. Yeah, she's tackling her like football style. I guess now it looks like she was running and she freaking like tackled her. At least now I know why her hair's why your hair's doing this. This will look pretty cool when it gets colored up. Put a little shadow down here. Let's see where the rest of her leg was going anyway. This is what it was. This is what it was. I figured it out. The paper reveals all. That's what was going on. Cool, cool. Sorry, it's just cool. It's just cool when you see it happen on the page and then you're like, oh, yeah, I planned that the whole time. No, you didn't. The paper gods planned it the whole time. Nice little football tackle. Nice little grab. Brought to you by Blammo. I actually stopped talking for a while just because I was like, that came together nicely. Let's see here. Big shoulder pads. Yep. The life field inside of you is showing through. No, man, that's a 90s trope, and I'll have you know that he was just experiencing the same trope that we were all experiencing. That is not exclusively a life field thing. Selfie time with Nira for sure. Shadowhawk, hey baby, out on these shoulder pads, yeah. Oh man, that's why she's tackling. It's like it's a football theme. That's what's going on here. My gosh, the big shoulder pads, the tackle, caught in the middle of the flying ass punch. Throws in a flag for illegal blocking from behind. 15-yard penalty. Someone is getting handsy. Is Nira in a bit of extra support? Hand bras work wonders. Totally wanted to do that. Oh man. Well, you know what? I think I'm just about done as far as like the rough layout for this piece for tonight. I don't know. It's not like tight enough to auction it off. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, if you guys want to See if you can grab it, because the good thing about the auction is that there's only a couple of us out here, and so you can grab it cheap if you wanted to grab it. So, I mean, we could do that, or we can wait until next time. I'll let you guys take a little vote. You can hit me in the chat. Let me know what to do, and then we'll go from there. Figure I'll give the old digits a little bit of a rest, and then we'll just we'll go from there. Ooh, I gotta have this. I'm not happy unless I see that line. Gotta know what's happening. There we go. All right, cool. You grabbing it? Yeah, she's grabbing it. She's not gonna fumble that. Hey, it's no problem. No problem, Shadowhawk. It's all good in the hood, and it's close to Christmas time, so I totally get that. And we're here to have fun, so it's like we do the auction thing because like it's something fun to do, but it's not something that we have to do, So it's like Kevin says, "Oh, I would bid on it, but really, as the artist, you have to say here. Oh, you're nice. You're nice, my good friend." Yeah, we'll wait until next week. We'll see if we get this one a lot more finished. And then we'll do a little auction. Tomorrow we're going to have a live stream that's just us hanging out. Shit, yeah, we'll do it next week. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. Yeah, totally. Tomorrow we're going to be doing another live stream at 10 o'clock, same time, right here on my YouTube channel. It's just going to be me and Steve Stern. He's the co-creator of Zen Intergalactic Ninja. We'll be talking about Zen and just talking about comics, doing that for about 40 minutes or so. We do like a short little show on Sundays just to kind of hang out and talk. Kevin, what? We didn't scare Chet away? Nah, Chet's right there, man. What are you talking about? This is why the bad girl genre of comics were so popular. Exactly, man. It's like, it's got all the little things that I want out of, I mean, not all entertainment needs to have this kind of material, right? It's like there's a time and a place for everything. But when I do want this kind of entertainment, I need some science fiction, I need some spaceships, and I need some some exotic action, some. Shadowhawk says, "Oh no, I would jump on this normally, but yeah, Christmas thing, totally." Shit, yeah, nah, just watching tonight. Yeah, absolutely, man. This is what it's all about. Shadowhawk, is Don going to stop by? Great dude as well. I'll ask him to see. We didn't have one scheduled for him, but it would be kind of cool to like go over some stories and stuff. And I talk to him every week, so I think I will ask him. Just in case. See if he's got some time, and see if he'll pop in for a little surprise visit, as it were. Hey Don, are you listening? I'm about to email you. Kevin, watching, he's the voyeur. Now, what is this costume like? Oh, man. Dude, I appreciate you guys hanging out. This has been a good time. We actually went over by a bit, but it's like it was fun coming up with the pose and the idea for this one. So that was a lot of fun. And plus, you guys were giving me ideas as we were going along, so that was a lot of fun too. So it is all good in the hood. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and pack up for tonight. You guys have a great evening, great rest of the weekend. If I see you tomorrow at the live stream tomorrow, that'd be awesome. If not, we'll be here again next week, Saturday, 10 p.m., same time as always, and doing some drawings, maybe having an auction, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. We play that stuff by ear, so it's all good in the hood. You guys have a nice evening, and I will talk to you guys again soon. We'll talk to you again. All right, bye.
Now, our operation is small, but there's a lot of potential for aggressive expansion.